coming up. One of the newer varieties that won this past year SAF competition is Mauna Loa. It's a UH large white and green obake. Last year we won with Tropic Sunrise, which is a large orange obake, really vibrant, bold orange color. We've also have two whites that we introduced. One is called Oshiro White, which is a private hybridized variety, and Hokulua, which is another UH variety of white. So we're trying to introduce not only the obakes, because the obake Anthurium are the most novel, but we're also inviting new cultivars and shapes in white and other colors. This variety is a unique variety. It's called Mauna Loa, and this was one of our SAF winners last year. This took a red ribbon. It's called Limelight. The hybridizer of Limelight is Calvin Hayashi, who is a local private hybridizer in Pahoa. And these flowers are young. The flowers will get about 5 inches wide by about 6 inches long. Some Midori, and it's one of the varieties that have made Calvin really famous. This color I think has rejuvenated our industry. New Pahoa Red, we sell it under our marketing name Lilani, but the hybridizer Stanley Oishi is a hybridizer, also a very well-known grower in Pahoa.
So it's Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley. Oishi is Oishi.
Okay, he's from Pahoa.
He's from Pahoa also.
Okay.
He hybridized this variety, I want to say, possibly 15 years ago. Took a while to get in, but we've been growing this variety for about the last 10 years. This variety, when we saw New Pahoa Red, and we described it as a bright red, we felt this red would be the red that would replace Ozaki red, which was what we referred to as more of a light red. Leilani, the good characteristics is this plant is a cast iron plant. It's very strong against nematode, underground, bacterial blight, above ground fungus. It's very disciplined. We can grow this plant for 6 years, and it grows very disciplined. We can count on the yield. The yield is good. We're getting about 5, maybe flowers to 6 flowers a year, which is considered good. The other thing about this variety is the texture. We have good texture, high gloss, and we can, what we refer to as, we can crop the flowers on the plant. We can hold these flowers on the plant for a holiday because one of the characteristics is when you're holding an Anthurium on the plant, you're watching the maturity of the spadix. And this Anthurium, if you can see, has just a light yellow left on the spadix. So it's considered very mature at this point, but we can hold it. We don't get really a lot of discoloration to the spadix. And what is good is the spadix doesn't go upwards. There's some cultivars where if you hold and crop your Anthuriums on the plant for a holiday, the spadix will actually turn up. It makes it difficult to pack. So this variety, for whatever reason, maybe the genes in this variety, the spadix stays in one position and only the color matures. So it allows us to hold this flower back for, like right now, we're preparing, this may be end of August, beginning of September, but we're already preparing our fields for Christmas. Marian. Seifert is Seefurth.
And that's the name of the flower.
That's the name of the flower. And the short story on this is in the 50s, Mr. and Mrs. Seifert were very regular visitors at Royal Hawaiian Hotel in Honolulu. And one of their day activities, they went up to the University of Hawaii to Magoon Range and met Dr. Kamemoto, who is our, I guess we can refer to him. He'll probably be upset, but he's the grandfather of Anthurium and orchids today. He's going to probably tell me that now I'm making him older. But we owe him a lot. And at that time, he came back from Cornell. He was a young geneticist, a young breeder, put in charge of developing our Anthurium and Dendrobium or orchid breeding programs at UH Manoa. And Mrs. Seifert came up there, and Dr. Kamimoto gave her a nice tour of Magoon Range. And after the tour, surprising to Dr. Kamimoto, Mrs. Seifert, asking her husband, Mr. Seifert, who was an executive, an insurance executive out of, I think, Chicago, Midwest, they made a $5,000, I guess you call it a donation to the breeding program. It was the first, I think, meaningful, large donation to Dr. Kamimoto's breeding program. So out of that, what Dr. Kamimoto did was name this rose opal pink Anthurium after Mrs. Seifert, Marion Seifert. And she still, I believe, Mrs. Seifert still comes back to Honolulu to visit. Yeah, she's been to our nursery. She's seen our production of Marion Seifert, and it's all to her. Tropic Ice is known to be a miniature cultivar from UH. Actually, we're entering Tropic Ice this year in competition. We hope that Tropic Ice can take a red ribbon. The neat thing about Tropic Ice is that it's very thick. Shelf life, vase life is very, very long. We get actually a bigger bloom than this. You get some Tropic Ice that gets pretty good size. Maybe like this. This might be a little bit bigger one. Yeah. It actually gets much bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, but it has a very thick spade. Good texture, white with nice green, dark green halo. The Spadex white with a kind of a yellowish greenish tint, which is always a good contrast. Green and white Spadex off of a white background. It's good color combination for design. Tropic Ice, probably we can grow it for at least 6 years. If we grow it clean, we can keep it at least 6 years in the ground before we have to replant it. So it's a nice disciplined grower. It also offers an obake color combination to the designers that want to do something small versus, normally the obakes are so huge. Sometimes if you want to do a small arrangement, they're too big. Tropic Sunrise will get at least 10 inches, 12 inches wide, and at least 12, 14 inches. It gets bigger. It gets much bigger. Pele will get very large. It has very unique colors. Nice, dark, bright, glowing red.
Looks like lava.
Looks like lava coming. If you ever walk the trail and you've seen at night the glow coming out of the ground, that's what I think about when I look right in the center, and you see that glow actually coming through the veins. That's what kind of I look and I think, wow, yeah, it looks like lava through the rocks, glowing at night. But I have to do more research. I couldn't find out who the hybridizer was of Pele yet. That kind of is a frustration of mine. Yeah. We are also trying to enter Pele also this year. This is one of the cultivars we entered this year in SAF. So I couldn't find out, before I entered, I couldn't find out who the hybridizer was.